Okay, levelengine here with something completely different, in fact. I play Duel Commander in real life, every once in a while. I've never actually recorded a video of me playing this specific niche format on my YouTube channel, showcasing a deck before. Yeah, in fact, I've never even played, like, any Commander games, like, online. Just, it was all in person. So this is pertaining to, like, the French Duel Commander. This is not pertaining to typical multiplayer, you start with 40 life experience. I feel like I should be showing the Commander. And explaining what it does and what the deck is thus going to try and do. Ketramose the New Dawn. 1 white, 1 black, and 1 generic. You have a 4/4, Menace lifelink, indestructible, can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. Every time it does damage you gain that much life, indestructible. But it can't attack or block unless there are 7 or more cards in exile. Whenever 1 or more cards are put into exile from graveyards and or battlefield during your turn, you'll draw a card and lose 1 life. And as such, I'm really building my deck with as many ways as possible to just exile cards, both so Ketramose can actually do combat, even more so you can just draw a bunch of cards. As you're going to see, a lot of the choices of removal that I put for this deck just like to exile the creature rather than just simply destroy it or do anything else, so that I get to basically draw a card every time I do just remove one of my opponent's cards. I'm not going to spend too much time just going over the contents of the deck. I'd actually rather play some games, if anything. Mother and Giver of Runes. Yeah, first things first, Mother of Runes, Giver of Runes. In case maybe Ketramose needs additional protection, because sure, he may be indestructible, but that doesn't save him from everything. Might be a little of a hot take, but I'm going to try Marrow Bone Gnawer. You can tap this basically every turn, except for the one that you put into play because it's summoning sick. Exile a card from a graveyard. Moving on. Dauthi Voidwalker. This should be self-explanatory. Emperor of Bones. Okay, you're still trying to exile cards, and a lot of people are just playing this in whatever deck happens to play black anyways. Give myself a little bit of additional defense, maybe I don't need this while the VOM ends. I haven't seen any online deck lists running Ketramose trying out Withered Wretch. I would not play this in really any other deck, but basically just like some of the other cards I was going over earlier. You want to remove stuff in your opponent's graveyard from the game during your turn so you can just draw extra cards with your commander out. And that's what the Withered Wretch is here for. Senu Keen-Eyed Protector. Fila Exuberant Shepherd. Turok Dreadcanter. Because this is also a land on the back, Bogart Trawler. Also, exile target player's graveyard. That can also come up with, that can also just synergize with the commander. I guess if you also need something that's a land on the back, if I can go on the back here, let's just say if you don't have enough land, you can play this as a land, or if you have too much land, just play this as a creature. Skyclave Apparition shall be self-explanatory why it's here. I'm trying Grief out. Witch Enchanter is also a land on the back. Obzadat Ghost Council. 5 mana may be a bit too much for this, but let's see. Not many creatures. On to the spells. Ghost Vacuum, exile stuff from graveyards. Phyrexian Furnace, ditto. Portable Hole. Removal that exiles, costs 1 mana, only 1 mana. Only hits stuff with mana value 2 or less, but with the way decks are being built and trying to just get as much value as possible for as little mana as possible, there's going to be a lot of targets for this to hit still. Ditto is Ghost Vacuum and Phyrexian Furnace, just exile stuff from graveyards, ideally during your turn, just to draw a card every time you do this. You can do this once per turn. Scrabbling Claws, pretty much the same thing. Porphyry Nodes. Destroys the creature with the least power turn after turn. If you have Ketramose out, and it's the only creature, nothing's gonna happen. Ketramose is indestructible. Static Prison. 1 mana, exile something. And then you have to sacrifice this after like 2 or 3 turns. Exile something from a graveyard, Cling to Dust. Cremate, also exile something from the graveyard. I think it's not as good as Cling to Dust, but I already have Cling to Dust. Cut Down. 1 mana removal, kill something with total power, toughness 5 or less. Demonic Consultation, this could be a huge risk. If you name a card, and then let's just say you exile the top 6 cards of your library, and the card you're looking for is in there, you're gonna lose your entire deck. Or if let's just say the card you name is right at the bottom of your deck, you're gonna lose your entire deck, or most of it. But if you need to get cards exiled and fast, and on top of that find a specific card in your deck for only 1 mana, I mean, I guess it's worth the risk in this deck, and maybe this deck only, since I don't know what other decks in the format are really doing stuff with the extra exiled cards aside from Ketramose here. Enlightened Tutor, search an artifact or enchantment. Fatal Push, more removal. Mana Tithe, the white counterspell, the white Force Spike. More removal in Path to Exile. Even better removal in Source of Plowshares. More removal in On Thin Ice. Hand Rip and Dread Fugue. Hand Rip and Duress. Another Hand Rip, Inquisition of Kozilek. Mind Twist. And probably the best Hand Rip, Thoughtseize. More ways to just exile cards from graveyards turn after turn. More removal. You need a creature to enchant this with, but more removal, and I guess also lifelink and ward 2 is nice. More removal. You can exile 3 cards from your graveyard as an additional cost to cast this. Removal, that is also a land on the back. Just take my word for it. Just good tempo card, Reprieve. Tainted Pact, also just exile cards from your library as you just look for one that you want. More removal. More removal still. If you need a board wipe, this can double as a board wipe. Search for your library for any card for 2 mana. Rip 2 cards out of your opponent's hand at random for 2 mana. Opponent exiles a creature they control and their graveyard. Maybe if you need to get rid of something you can't target. And also their graveyard, but I think also just mainly just exiling stuff because it's Ketramose. Serum Powder is only here because of the commander. This is just another value engine. So many cards I already have that make stuff leave my graveyard. It's just a value engine here, Taval's Judgment. You can do 1 of 3 things. You can't do like the same thing like twice per turn, but still. More removal. You lose 3 life, but you can hit almost anything with this, and at instant speed if need be. Also a way to just exile stuff from the graveyards. Also, there's like 4 different modes on this. I just see like just about everyone playing it on their online deck list, so I'm like, okay, Kaya's Gaia, let's play this. Oh, speaking of, yeah, that's Kaya herself, the Planeswalker. Also, I can exile stuff from graveyards. Exile something, non-targeting. This bypasses basically every form of protection because it doesn't target, it exiles, bypasses basically everything. Also exiles because Ketramose. Board wipe. As small or as big as you want it to be. Pay X life. Okay, this card is just going to be ridiculous in Ketramose. Parallax Wave. Cataclysm. I see everybody running this, so I'm like, okay, I'll play Cataclysm. Damnation if I need another board wipe. Wrath of God, ditto. Murderous Cut. Destroy target. More removal, but I can also exile cards as I cast that. This is just the mana base. Every fetch land that you can run in here is in here. Can't forget the Surveil land, can't forget the Scrub land. Not too many basic lands. I'm not wanting to run too many basics, since I'm playing Tainted Pact. If I hit 2 cards with the same name before finding a card that I want to take off Tainted Pact, I basically get like, well, I only exile cards in that set. I basically get like no real effect off Tainted Pact. There's a lot of good 1 mana artifacts you want to be able to search out, so Urza's Saga should be a shoe-in here. A little tiny bit of land destruction. And that's about it. Let's play some games. Wait, I don't have a commander. What do you mean? Yeah, I just went directly into the file that actually has my deck and just had to add like one line. Well, one section, commander, and then I had to, of course, had to put Ketramose, the new Dawn there. Just as a reminder, we're playing French ban list. And yeah, we're playing French Duel Commander. 20 starting life total. We're just gonna try this hand. Okay, you actually can't see it on screen, but I gave my opponent for this first, like, test round, I gave him Yoshimaru and Crom. It's basically, yeah, you're playing basically Yoshimaru whenever another legendary creature... Okay, the card is on screen, I believe. Yeah, it's on screen. It's basically just you play Yoshimaru turn 1, and then you just want to play a bunch of legendary permanents. You just have, like, a really, really big creature for, like, something you play for only 1 mana. So yeah, that's gonna be our first match here. I'm gonna Surveil into Prismatic Vista and just put it into Graveyard. Commander? No, not even. I'll play my Ghost Vacuum and I'll pass. Oh, finally, we're casting something. So he's got Detective's Phoenix. I'm gonna let this hit me in the face. I'm just gonna go immediately play my commander and hope for the best. Might as well exile something. Ghost Vacuum exile. Target card from a graveyard. Marsh Flats is the only one, right? Let's get at least one draw out of our commander. Teferi Time Raveler. Return to my hand. I could just cast it for 3 again if it's in my hand, so let's do that. I'm at 13. I really want to get this thing off the field. I still have some life. I'll exile as Arid Mesa. Get another draw. With the spare mana, let's just cast that. And pass. I'm taking 6 here, aren't? Yeah, I'm taking 6. Evoke Fury. This is indestructible, though. So yeah, I'm just only gonna really lose my Marrow Bone Gnawer to Fury. Fury evoked, and he just got rid of my 1/1. I already have, like, another card that's just okay, but I have 5 life. This hit me for 4, this hit me for 2. Not to mention I'm losing 1 life every time I draw a card, so it's like, yeah, I gotta do something quick. Already played our land this turn, anyways. I want that to go away. How many cards are in exile? Oh, 7! 4 in my opponent's, and then 3 in mine, so... I'll get some life back. Okay, 8. That's not so scary. Actually, let's also cast something. Headliners... Okay, I can't block this turn. This isn't blocking anything anyways. It's got Shadow. Okay, back down to 3. Attack with both. it's 7. Plenty of lands in my hand. Opponent's got 2 cards in hand. I have 7, so Cataclysm it is. Choose a creature to keep, a land to keep. Oh, he can choose an enchantment to keep. So he chose that, and then that's his creature he can. Okay. Well, no, not really okay. Should have done, like, Cataclysm first, then put the land down. Okay, I'm dead. I'm dead. That didn't work so well. Wasn't expecting him to go cast Crom and then beat me over that with that. So I will look at this hand and 3 lands. If we need to play this as a land, we'll just keep this. Where's Shadowy Backstreet? I'm gonna leave the dam where it is. I need to just wipe the board of all the creatures again. We should do him to Torok here. Make him discard 2 cards. Inti. I was wondering if I should have held the Fatal Push. Anyways. Shadow Spear. Alright, looking for my commander. Ketramose the New Dawn. Cast it. And I've nothing else to really do for now. Alright, Detective's Phoenix again. Scrabbling Claws. Okay, let's start getting card advantage. Slowly but surely. Oh, that only takes care of mana value 2 or less, right. Okay, this will work too. Shelter by Ghosts to get rid of the Detective's Phoenix. Plus, Ketramose just gives me another draw. Make my opponent exile another card out of their graveyard. Draw again from Ketramose. 3-2. Okay, now it's a 4-3 with the Shadow Spear equipped. 4-3 flyer. Mana value 2, so Portable Hole. Gonna draw again from Ketramose here. I'm gonna Thoughtseize our opponent. 2 cards in their hand, both counter spells. I'm gonna get rid of the Spell Pierce. Oh, right. I don't have enough cards exiled yet. Headliner Scarlet, okay. Game really didn't shuffle his deck too well now, did it? Apparently I'm still at 8. Okay, so there's a creature I'll be able to exile. So I got some life back, which is nice. I'm gonna get that off the field. 7 cards? Okay, let's go. I think now we're off to the races. Now Ketramose can attack. Meanwhile, I'm just straight up running my opponent completely out of cards here. Anything I can stay out of his hand with Dreadfugue, I'll take his creature. Mother of Runes, Shadow Spear, okay. I guess before this loses Summoning Sickness. Anguished Unmaking. Flage. Gonna do 3 damage here. He's gonna gain 3 life. Also sacrifice Flage unless it escaped. Game 3. Let's do game 3. That's a land on the back. But mulligan. I had like one card that technically counts as a land in that hand. And that was pretty much it, so... I'm gonna mulligan and now I gotta put something back. Okay, there's Yoshimaru. There's Yoshi. Nothing else to do besides just let's surveil. Pass. Legendary permanent, so yep. Took us like game 3 to see him actually play Yoshimaru. Had to wait till like game 3 apparently. Mana Tithe. Counters my... Yeah, counters my Outlicensed Hearse. Pass. Play my commander. Even though currently nothing is exiled at the moment. Ouch. It's gonna cost 5 mana to recast that thing later down the road. Chain Lightning to my face. Now I'm at 11. Play this as a land. I'm paying the kicker cost. Yeah, I can do that. So 2-rock Dread Cantor and it's kicked. So I'm gonna make him discard 2 cards at random. That's gonna proc, like, the 3rd paragraph twice, so he's gonna become... Dread Cantor is gonna become a 4/3. And I just handwritten my opponent for 2. Pass. Alright, slowing him down, I see. We can recast our Ketramose here. We could or we can just play this. I'll try that first, hope the dot goes cancel. Oh, protection from white. He can't even if he wanted to, he wouldn't be able to block. Yoshi wouldn't be able to block this. I'm gonna keep that as a blocker. Actually, no, I'm gonna do exile and then have it re-enter. Its ETB is gonna go off again. Normally, in Duel Commander, you're not allowed to do that. I do not know how to make the opponent not cast their second commander if they're playing partner commanders, that is. I do not know how to make them, like, not cast the other commander. I mean, in a normal commander game, having, like, an extra card in your hand, quote-unquote, because that's what playing a partner commander feels like, not such a big deal when the games are longer and there's more players, there was more complexity in the game states, but a much more competitive, like, faster, more optimized environment. Yeah, it's much more of a big deal. If I wipe the board now, maybe I don't want to do that. I really want this off the board. So let's actually just do... because that'll cost 7 for him to recast. I'll take 9 points of life off here. Yep, we did cast the Damnation. I was really thinking about it. Recast. Okay, you're gonna play this after playing the legendary creature. Sure. Yeah, if only there was, like, something else I could really do here. I believe I have to just pass here. That's 4 toughness. Even if I do Razorgrass Ambush, that won't kill him. I would only take 3 damage here. I'm just gonna let Joshua hit me. True name Nemesis. Oh boy. Oh shoot. Enlightened Tutor. Let me go grab an artifact or enchantment. What can I do to save myself here? What's gonna help me most at this point? I think I want to gain some life back, so I think I want to do some lifelink. I think I want to gain some life back, actually. And at the same time, get rid of an opponent's creature. I cannot block that, target it, do any damage to it, or enchant it. There are very, very few ways to get rid of one of these, if it resolves. This ain't gonna be pretty. This is gone. At least. Destroy the creature with the least power. So if I attack, this just definitely blocks it. Thinking what I want to do here. This can probably, unless he plays too many legendary permanents next turn, this can kill Yoshimaru. Yeah, I really don't like the board state that I'm having to deal with here. Not one bit. Okay, I think this actually just lets me win. Alright, looks like my opponent just straight up misplayed completely. We're giving our opponent another deck now. Baral Chief of Compliance was recently unbanned as a commander. I wanted to do some experimentation. My idea of experimentation is going to be actually just giving my computer opponent a Baral Chief of a Compliance deck. You basically want to just counter as many of your opponent's spells. You want to counter as much shit as possible. Just slowly but surely accumulate card advantage. Also, the instants and sorceries costing 1 less to cast is also nice. Yeah, it's basically just a pile of counter spells and just doing what blue does best. It's basically just like a big control pile. I'm looking at my hand and I'm like, yes, let's try this. Pass. Fresh start. -5, -0, loses all abilities. Alright, it's basically, at best it's gonna chump block, that's all it's gonna do now. That can now only chump block. Commander. And think twice. Should've played a land first. I'm not attacking, actually. Now, where's my scrub land? That is my scrub land. Let's just cut down. And that's gonna be a pass. Okay, recast Baral. Okay. Understood. Commander. I got 1 mana left over for Portable Hull. Portable Hull on Commander. Pass. Witness Protection attached to Ketramose. Now it's going to be a 1-1 with no abilities. Oh, also a legitimate business person. The fact that its name has changed, probably not going to make... That probably doesn't matter whatsoever. Name change probably honestly does nothing. Looking at cards in Deadpool's hand. What does my opponent have in their hand? Yeah, it's basically like, yeah, counterspell the deck. I think that's how you want to play Baral. I think that's how you want to play this. The counterspell that can be cast for 0, I'm gonna get rid of. Force of Negation, I'm getting rid of. Should have seen that coming, because I literally just looked at his hand, like, not even, like, 15 seconds ago. Players can't untap more than 1 non-basic land during there. Okay, it's not gonna be that bad, I guess. Dread Fugue. Gonna hand rip him here. I'm gonna take his Memory Lapse. Choose to get rid of Witness Protection. Still can't do any attacking yet, like, really. End turn. Field of Ruin. Destroy Scrubland. Each player searches for a basic land card. I can attack for basically no damage at all. Wait, that's a 7/7 now? Yeah, it is a 7/7. Fresh Start still left me with a blocker. Okay. I want to tap just the basic lands in this case, since the non-basics are only going to untap 1 at a time with Winter Moon on the field. I'm going to exile my opponent's Memory Lapse and Remand. Extra draw, sure. Okay, land drop. Just cast Philia. And then 1 card away from actually being able to start swinging with this guy. Okay, Dauthi Voidwalker should definitely attack. Search for Evacuation. In that case, I'm not playing any more creatures. Can I just not exile anything with Philia? I don't want to right now. Exile stuff with Ketramose, draw... Well, exile stuff with this, then draw with Ketramose. Evacuation. This will resolve. I'd rather have Ketramose in my hand here. I'll just take 2 from that Fairy Conclave. Put my commander back on the field. Okay, I guess I just exile 1 card, because that's all there is right now. Oh, Mother of Runes. If I need to give Ketramose protection from, well, blue, of course, in this case. I'm gonna put my Voidwalker back. paying how much for Baral? Like 8 or something? I think he's casting that for 8. So that will untap. Ooh, Scrabbling Claws. Neat. I'll exile a card from my graveyard. If I can draw a card... Oh, Taval's Judgment. Counterspell. Target Taval's. I'm gonna get countered here. Alright, so we're not gonna get even more value from Taval's Judgment. That got countered. Next game. I mean, I think Ketramose is going to be definitely okay, but, I mean, for one thing, I gotta just keep in mind that I'm playing against computers here. An actual human would probably play, like, all these decks far better than just a computer. I mean, for one thing, yeah, Match the Gathering is a really, really complex game. Like, literally every, 10-15 seconds, there's, literally hundreds upon hundreds of decisions you can make with pretty much everything going on. Yeah, with pretty much everything going on in this game. Like, literally every step of the game, there's, just so many decisions to make, it's not even funny. Yeah, playing this at a high level, it actually gets very complex. With respect to, what's the best decision at, any point in the game. I'm gonna try to cast my commander here. No mana up, so it should definitely resolve. Exile target card from a graveyard. Gonna get to draw a card immediately there. Reality Shift, exile Ketramose the New Dawn. Anyways, so that sucks. Manifested something that's not a creature, so it's just gonna be a 2/2. So yeah, that sucks. Anyways, he has 4 cards in hand and 3 lands untapped, so he could pretty easily just, I don't know, counter me if he wanted to. Instead, I'll just... yeah, I guess I will get rid of his creature. Stern Scold and counter Withering Wretch. Attack with the manifested creature he left me behind. Yep. Recast commander. I'll go fetch. At this point, I don't know what else to really go for. Okay, good. Ketramose resolved. That's good. Exile something with Ghost Vacuum from the graveyard. Draw off Ketramose. And... yeah, pass. Okay, he's turning this into a 7/7 creature. I'm chump blocking with the manifested creature. If I need to get rid of that 7/7, I can just always throw this at it now. Or better yet, okay, Ghost Quarter. Destroy target land. And then he gets to search for a basic land to replace it. But still. Got not much else better to do right now. Okay, I should have probably cast this. He's attacking with Baral. Okay, on Declare Attacker step, I'm gonna do Tainted Pact. We'll start exiling some cards here. Do I want to move a snow-covered plains? Do I want to take snow-covered plains off Tainted Pact? No, I do not. Do I want to take a Fatal Push? I don't know. Let's see what else I can find. I can take a halfway's good creature. I want to keep looking. Because I'll just play that next turn, I'll make him discard 2 at random. And now that enough cards are in exile because of Tainted Pact exiling stuff off the top of my deck, I can now actually block. Engulf the shore. Return all creatures with toughness less than or equal to the number of islands you control to their owner's hands. I just think I put it in the command zone instead. Can I cast this thing? For 7. Anyways, I'll pay 7. When I literally could have just put it in my hand instead. I'll play that kicked. Stern Scolding. Which is gonna counter my spell then. I should have played this first to, I don't know, actually rip stuff out of his hand and then cast it, but oh well. That is just unfortunate, but... Immediately just draw another card. Source of Plowshares, and then immediately draw after using it. You know what? Now I'm gonna Dread Fugue. Now I'm gonna hand rip you. Look at your hand and get rid of something with mana value 2 or less. Because I played it for 1. Consider. That's the only thing I can get rid of. So he has that eyeball, then he needs to exile 6 cards from his graveyard to actually, like, be able to cast. And he just drew Delver Secrets. In that case, I probably really should start exiling cards out of his graveyard, because I know he's got the Oculus in hand. I'm gonna exile a we're gonna Anguish Unmaking a Delver of Secrets. Apparently. Alright, attack for 5 total here, pass. So he just drew Ponder, and I don't know what else he's got in his hand. What do they make him discard? Oculus and Mystic Confluence, it looks like. So that's what he'll discard. Attack for lethal. AI can't play his own... Deadpool can't play Deadpool well from Deadpool's deck. Oh boy. Last I checked, it's like one of the most played commanders in this niche format. When Deadpool just makes your opponent's creature start doing 3 damage to them every turn in a format where both players start at 20 life, yeah, that goes incredibly hard. So what's my starting hand looking like? 1 land in there? No, I don't want to risk, like, not finding enough land to play. Land, land, land. I didn't get up. I want to actually use the effective Serum Powder just to exile 7 cards, like, 7 or 6 cards immediately. I guess I didn't click on it right. Let's look at Deadpool's hand. Can only take a non-creature card out of his hand. Unearth that brings something back, or Unholy Heat that kills something on my field. I'm trying to just basically mainly win the game with a 4/4 indestructible, so I'm gonna yoink the Unearth and pass. Phyrexian Furnace, pass. Play my commander. Exile something out of his graveyard just to get the draw. I'll just go get a basic off Prismatic Vista here. I have to exile a card out of my graveyard. Just to, of course, get the draw. Alright, Periphery Nodes. Just to basically kill a creature every turn. It's going to try to kill Ketramose if there's nothing else on the field, but it's going to fail to do so because this is indestructible. At least that's the plan, yes. And then I gotta pass. Synth Eradicator. I will let him hit me in the face. Periphery Nodes is gonna kill it. Exile that Synth Eradicator out of your graveyard, my good sir. I'm going to Thoughtseize you. I'm going to look at his hand and we'll see what I can rip out of his hand this time. I could do some decent burn damage. Escape, exile 5 other cards from your graveyard. If I discard this, he could eventually just play it anyways from his graveyard, so maybe not that. Removal spell. Ketramose is immune to this one. Something like a Mountain Cycle. Broadside Bombardiers is going to get discarded. Anyways, we'll just pass. Casting Goblin Guide. Yes, you are. Two for 1, but yeah. Might give me a free card whenever it attacks, which it did, because this was a land. I'll just Razorgrass Ambush to kill it. Kroxa. Sacrifice unless it escapes. I'm still gonna have to discard something. I'll discard. I'll just lose 3 life. It's fine. I honestly want to keep all of these in my hand. Oh, nice. Kaya's gonna exile that Kroxa out of the graveyard, so it's not gonna be able to come back later. Alright, now I'll just exile 1 more card. And now Ketramose can attack and block. Unholy Heat, so 2 damage to her. She's still alive, though. Non-basic lands or mountains. I would be able to play under that. But I'm still not going to play under that, because I could just mana type him here. He had no mana up, so I could just counter it. Might as well just fetch into a scrubland, because why the hell not? I'll exile a card out of my own graveyard. Just so, again, I can get the drop. Demonic Tutor. I'm looking for... I think I have Turok Dreadcanter, and I know I have it in here somewhere. I'm just looking for it. Now, I don't know if this doesn't look like it's alphabetical order in my deck. Much easier to find the specific card I want if it's alphabetically ordered. I believe I can just cast this kicked. I'm passing it back to you. I mean, yeah, I just made him discard 2 cards there. Oh, this is gonna kill all my other creatures, of course. Oh, yeah, of course. Obviously. He just drew another land. Apparently couldn't cast anything there. Alright, just getting way more cards than he's ever gonna have with Ketramose and other random cards that exile. Next game. So anyone who was wondering what, like, French Duel Commander would look like, I'd say this is it, but... I mean, I'm playing against a computer opponent who's not gonna make the best decisions, so it's kind of hard to say, like, is this truly it? Aside from giving you an idea as to, like, how the decks are built. I mean, I'm certainly trying to make the best decisions possible. I don't know about my opponent, though. I see 4 lands. Let's just do this. Alright, I'm already taking 2 damage. I may just wait for something even scarier to come along before just using this. I mean, if the top card of my deck is a land, it's gonna go straight into my hand every time this attacks. But even then, still, if you're trying to just beat someone down and quickly, this is definitely a good way to go about it. Let's see if this deters him from attacking, at least. Now it won't, because it's dead. Chain Lightning to the face, so I'm already at 11 here. I'm on, like, my 3rd turn here. I'm already at 11 life. Yeah, sure. Mother of Runes. Senu. Pass. Okay, I'm gonna take a lot of damage here, too. Attack with everything. Look, at this point, these should both die, at least. This has trample, so might as well just let this thing through. Oh, and I'm discarding 2 cards. I guess if things weren't bad enough already. That's definitely something I should have... If I would have had mana up, that's what I would have done. That's where the Path to Exile should have gone if I actually had mana up. Pass. Ghostfire Okay, I'm at 5 life. I'm gonna take 4 to the face. I am within... Yeah, I'm definitely in kill range right now. I'm very much in kill range. Not even a single card is in exile. Any burn spell and it's over. Or... Okay, that too works. That also kills me. That has to attack me now. And then can't attack the turn after. We don't have to worry about the rest of that. I'm dead. Goblin Guide, Territorial Hellkite, just putting in overtime. I mean, a deck like Deadpool Trading Card really shouldn't be, like, too complicated for the opponent to, like, figure out how to play properly. And this should be a really straightforward and simple, like, aggressive deck for the opponent to just figure out how to win with. Doesn't take much of a brain to, like, effectively play this one. I see I have a great Arashan City in my opening hand here, so I'm taking a Plains. Ah, Fabled Passage. If I have creatures in my graveyard I want to exile, I can just make 1/1 White Spirit creature tokens. Anyways, pass. Do I just play my commander? I definitely want to know what's going on in my opponent's hand. Or I could just Mind Twist them. Maybe I'll wait till next turn, then get even more value out of said Mind Twist. So Razorgrass, Ambush, Inti to get rid of them. Play this Takenuma as a land. We're gonna Mind Twist X's 3. Make my opponent discard 3 cards at random. I want to see what I knocked out. Phyrexian Arena, Skelemental, and Territorial Hellkite. Pass turn. Yeah, it looks like my opponent's getting mana screwed. So yeah, that means this should be an easy game. If you can't find mana, this should be an easy game. Don't have anything else to really do at the moment, so I'm gonna make that construct token. Wasn't much else really going on at the moment. Don't have anything really to... Okay, actually, I can exile stuff. I forgot I had Bogart Trawler just flying around. I guess before this goes away, this Urza Saga, I'm just gonna make another random construct. Grab Ghost Vacuum off of Urza Saga. I'll exile, I guess, one of my own cards. Just so I can get the draw from this guy. Duress, see what I can take out of his hand. I can only take out a non-creature, non-land card with Duress. I'll do the Hymn to Turok. Next turn, I'll be able to attack with Ketramose. Flame Slash. Yeah, sure. Barrogoyf. 5/6 for 3 mana with Death Touch, Lifelink. Path to exile this thing. Ketramose gives me another draw. Bochica Bog, exile your graveyard. Ketramose gives me another draw. I want to try this out. I'll make another creature with Taval's Judgment. Ketramose is gonna give me a draw anyways. I forgot about the Synth Eradicator. Alright, just wasted my construct token. I'll take 3 damage to the face. Yeah, every time Ketramose swings, I just gain 4 life back anyways. I'll draw off the Taval's Judgment and off the Ketramose. I'll just hardcast this thing. I have enough mana at this point to do it. take your Fire Blast out of your hand with Grief. Okay, so he's at 4. Okay, Taval's Judgment is gonna get procced again. Oh, so is Ketramose. Okay, he's gonna hand rip me with Inquisition of Kozilek. I'm gonna lose Kaya's Guile. I believe I'm so far ahead it doesn't really matter like what else my opponent tries to do. Especially since I'm getting additional value every time I exile something. If I want to draw 2 cards, because I have both this and Ketramose out every time I exile anything, I can. Or I guess I'll have to just do something different, because I already drew off Taval's Judgment, so make another creature. I'm actually going to do one more match here. The video is probably already, like, super duper long here. Oh yeah, it is. My raw recording is already over an hour, but I'm probably cutting some content out. I'm probably keeping still like 90% of it. No, maybe more like 95. So we're gonna do something very interesting here, just for the fun of it. If you go look at the Duel Commander ban list specifically, Rafine Scheming Seer is banned. I just wanted to see what would happen if I gave one of these computer opponents a commander that is now banned, and tried to give them like one of the best possible decks. Of course, based on like some deck lists I found on the internet. Whenever you attack, target attacking creature connives X, where X is the number of attacking creatures. You'll draw X cards, then discard X cards, and then for each non-land card discarded this way, you'll put that many +1/+1 counters on the creature that's attacking. Also flying in Ward 1, so if I target this with anything, if I don't pay 1 mana, it just gets countered. So basically just a bunch of low-cost creatures with really good evasion. Try and just get like as many like low-cost creatures come out as quickly as possible, attack with them as many as possible. There's just really a lot of crazy things you could have done with Rafine. Keep hand. Alright, starting off already with Mother of Runes. I'm gonna Dread Fugue here. So I can get rid of Tainted Pact or Occult Epiphany. Draw X cards, then discard X cards, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying for each card type among cards discarded this way. I'm gonna just take the Tainted Pact. That could realistically just tutor into anything. Take the Tainted Pact. All these decks with the Tainted Pact in them built in such a way that you almost never have to worry about, or maybe you never have to worry at all about hitting 2 cards with the same name, so you could theoretically get to any card. If you don't even need to run, like, say, more than one of, like, the basic lands. If you're running enough colors, you can pretty much just, like, run almost, like, all non-basics, and then, yeah, run literally one of every card. End turn. We're gonna create 1 token with flying. Cast Giver of Runes, pass. So you got... Okay, he may have Counterspell up, potentially. Then again, I don't believe I saw one when I just looked at his hand earlier, so... Yeah, I didn't see one earlier when I Dread Fugued him. can't block any of this. So we each draw from that. I don't think I can really get away with using any removal right now, because Mother of Rune's gonna just give protection for whatever color necessary to block that. I think I'm just gonna want to Mind Twist here. That's the best thing I can think of to do right now, just Mind Twist X's 3. Oh, work your Bowmasters. Oh boy. I guess just to actually get this board under control. Though I want to just do Demonic Consultation into like a board wipe or something. Or maybe take it a step further and go look for something like Cataclysm. I think maybe Demonic Consultation for something like Damnation or Wrath of God. Choose a card name. Okay, I gotta scroll through the entire list. This is every card that existed in Magic the Gathering all the way up to Final Fantasy. That was like just the summer of this year. I better not accidentally misclick on something that's not in my deck. I'll just instantly lose the game if I do that. I want to do Wrath of God or I want to do Damnation, I think. I want to keep my lands. Looking for Wrath of God here. We're gonna be here for a while, aren't we? Wrath of God, and then I gotta hope the top 6 cards in my deck don't have Wrath of God in there. That's not Wrath of God. Okay. Okay, good thing I'm actually reading. Good thing I'm paying attention. Looking at cards in your library. It's gonna go exile from the top all the way down until Wrath of God appears. So how many cards do we lose? That's okay, that's concerning. I'm gonna have to rack this up quick. Well, this can definitely attack now. Oh, okay. Okay. Sure. I forgot about Senu. I just exiled like 70 cards. I mean, we just literally did exile 70 cards, didn't we? Just imagine if I accidentally clicked on Wrath of Sod instead of Wrath of God. And exiled my entire library just because I wasn't reading. Oh, I gotta pay the extra 1. I will want to pay the 1. But yeah, my opponent still has Zip in they have Zilch in their hand. We'll just recast their commander again. Okay, he does fly. This has Menace though, so this by itself cannot block Ketramose. I'm gonna have Ketramose attack and only Ketramose attack. Go. Spell Queller. Okay. Unearth to bring back Bowmasters. Might as well exile it and gain some life. Rafine is attacking me. In response, I'm going to do Feed the Cycle to kill this thing. Automatically pay the 1. 5 cards left in my deck. What is this? Anyways, my opponent has to block with both creatures or they're dead. If they cast anything, Porphyry Nodes will just kill it. If they cast any creature, they didn't cast a creature. Okay, so next game? Let's just finish this match and then stop the recording. You know, with how the recording has lasted for almost 75 whole minutes, I seriously hope that we don't have, like, we don't have any issues rendering this damn thing. Do I want to keep my hand? I don't know. Actually, what do we got to lose? We're literally just doing this for fun. Where's Shadowy Backstreet so I can at least surveil? It's not a land, so it's going in my graveyard. Alright, we're still playing Duel Commander here with the 20 life starting totals. Maybe this was a mistake. Alright, my Giver of Runes is getting countered. I'm not gonna help much if I can't get my commander out. Okay! A step in the right direction. Alright, he's drawing 2 cards a turn now with Dark Confidant in the field. Yeah. Inquisition of Kozilek. So what can I get rid of here? These are all really good cards. These are all good ones. Really should have just known that, like, keeping so few lands was a bad idea. Spell Pierce. So yeah, hint the Turok's not gonna resolve even. Let's maybe hopefully slow him down a little bit. Anyways, who am I kidding? The lands are coming, it's just me thinks they took way too long to actually come. Mana leak. Unlicensed Hearse, pass. Probably gonna die real soon. I mean, at this rate, it ain't looking good. I mean, this is already at, like, what? Wait, I can at least do this, right? I gotta just get rid of his Rafine to stay in the game. Exile my graveyard? Okay. If I can get Ketramose on the field, maybe we got a shot, maybe. Okay, assuming I can block and gain some life back, we might have a shot. I believe I gain... Wait, can this not block? Flying. Well, I'm dead. The spirit flies. I'm actually done for here. I was gonna block the spirit to gain some life back, and then I saw that it had flying. Ketramose does not fly. Alright, so yeah, keeping a one-land hand was a really bad idea. Should've known. That much should have been obvious. Four lands. Keep. Alright, you can't cast your commander unless you get rid of this thing. Pass. He got rid of that thing. We're just gonna go... Hopefully this won't get countered. One mana counter spell. There's one mana counter spells that can deal with this before it resolves. Since I'm tapping all my lands to play it. Draw a card, lose one life, pass. Vendilion Click. I'm gonna have a random card. I'm gonna have a card put from my hand on the bottom of my deck. Withered Wretch, and then I draw another card instead. Exile target monocolored permanent. You. Ketramose lets me draw. And then Ketramose will let me draw again after I Phyrexian Furnace. Exile another card out of his graveyard. Maybe a few more turns of exiling stuff. We're gonna Parallax Wave here, get rid of this, and still have 4 Fate counters to do whatever with. Maybe we just let them all disappear turn after turn, possibly. Relic of Progenitus. I'll make you exile another card out of your graveyard. Or maybe not, because there aren't any. I forgot there weren't any. Raffine. Will resolve. Combat Research. +1/+1 and Ward 1. Plus Ward 1, so I'll have to pay 2 to counter anything I want to use to target Raffine. I'll have to pay an additional 2 for it to resolve. And then, yeah, remove a Fate counter from this, well, after removing one at the beginning of my upkeep, just to exile Raffine, till this goes away. And then pay 2 just to get through the 2 Ward 1s. Draw off Ketramose. Draw again off Ketramose. And then draw again off Ketramose. I'm starting to really like this deck already. Oh, I gotta discard down to maximum hand size. Okay, recast the commander. Just Parallax Wave the commander away again. Draw into a Thoughtseize. I'll immediately just use it to steal. I'm gonna steal that Demonic Tutor, so he can't just search for any card. Exile a card from my graveyard. Myself. Doesn't matter what I get rid of. I just get extra value off the Tefal's Judgment. And Ketramose. And I'm gonna evoke. I'll just evoke Grief at this point. So, I got so many cards in my hand, I can just use up 2 cards to get rid of one of my opponents, it's fine. I'm gonna take away his... I'm gonna take the Reprieve, actually. One more turn of this, and yeah, we should be just about done here. Okay, Barrowgoyf came back. Can only blocker be blocked by creatures with Shadow? And this has Menace. He doesn't even have 2 creatures, so this can't block Ketramose either. Got him. So yeah, that's basically what my Ketramose deck is gonna sort of look like in real life. I'm building the deck in real life, Ketramose the New Dawn. And what you just saw there is something resembling like what I have in real life right now in my hands. That's the kind of stuff I'm going to be trying to go for when I just actually go to these Duel Commander events. When I get the opportunities to go to them in real life. That's basically the deck I want to play for the time being. I don't know, see if this works better than some of the other ones I tried lately. I think it might. Kind of hard to say because I'm playing against computer opponents that aren't the brightest bulbs in the pack. Yeah, anyways, this was fun to record, and now I'm just dreading like the possibility that it doesn't save because it's too big a video file.